Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here. And you know I'm not a friend. I'm an old enemy of the European Union. So don't expect that I will defend the European Union right now. What I want to bring to you today is that I believe that it is the European Union who is responsible for the crisis in Europe. This is not directly linked. This is not directly linked to the crisis in the US. And there was first an economic crisis and then a banking sector, a financial crisis. And we need to have this clear. And why do I say that the EU is responsible? Because it was the EU who brought into the Eurozone member states like Greece and Italy and Spain who did not meet the requirements to be in the Eurozone. The European Commission has a statistics office that should have analyzed the figures they got from Greece and other member states to know that they were lying about the figures to get into the Eurozone. This Eurostat agency employs 1,000 people. What were these people doing when they brought Greece into the Eurozone? On top of that, they gave them a lot of our money, taxpayers' money, to grow their economies. Let me give you some numbers. They gave Greece, in the last 20 years, 59 billion pounds. That is 263 pounds per person per year. They gave Portugal 62 billion pounds. That is 281 pounds per person per year. In the meantime, they gave the UK 40 billion pounds. That is only 31 pounds per person per year. Now, what did Greece do with this money? Nothing. They didn't grow their economy. What did Portugal do with this money? Nothing. This is your money, ladies and gentlemen, that went to be used for whatever purpose, but not to grow their economies. And you know one thing, I was the chief accountant. I was the person trying to control that this money was going to the people, to the right people for the right purpose. And they sacked me when I tried to control that this was the right use. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this proves that the EU bureaucracy is totally unaccountable. So please, don't expect that these people are going to take us out of the crisis. No way. They are unaccountable and they will not take us out of this crisis. We need to expect that there needs to be another solution. And the solution, of course, is that Greece defaults and leaves the Eurozone. And maybe Portugal will follow, or maybe Italy will follow. But as long as the European Union refuses to recognize this reality, it is really causing more problems to the economy and the finances of all of Europe, and this includes the UK. Many people have come to me saying, oh, we are very glad that we are not part of the Eurozone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad the UK is not part of the Eurozone, but don't think that you are not going to suffer out of this crisis, because you will suffer out of this crisis. So I ask you to push for the MPs to vote for a referendum, because the first thing we need to do is to leave the European Union. And the first step to leave the European Union is that the UK reduces its contribution to the EU budget. I have a petition outside to reduce this EU budget, contribution to the EU budget. I ask you please to go and sign it. Thank you very much.